All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Star Power Q&A for February here in March. I'm Michael Terracciano. You guys know me as either Michael or Mookie. Garth is under the weather right now, so he is not going to be participating in this month's Q&A. We're a little late because we thought maybe he'd be feeling okay to do this. Turns out not so much. Need some alone time, need some recovery time, need some time to just get back to normal. So yeah, I will be answering the Patreon patron Q&As. If we had any, again, we have patrons, quite a few of you. And again, thank you again for supporting us. And we have patrons at the $10 a month and higher level. But you guys don't ask us any questions. And we don't mind. You know, I mean, we're still here every month talking or answering questions, as it were. But if you don't answer any questions, we don't have anything to answer, and we're just going to talk about whatever we want, which is a little harder for me this time because I don't have Garth to work with. He and I often have very lively conversations, as you guys have noticed in the past few videos. So I'm just going to wing it, talk about whatever I want briefly because it's late-ish, and I'm an old man, and I'm hungry. I want to make myself a pasta dinner. So well, we won't take too long with this. Let's see. If you are a Patreon patron, you'll notice that today, in place of what we do is every week I try to post inks of comics that are upcoming for our $3 a month and higher patrons. And since Garth is not feeling well, we didn't have next Monday's comic ready to show you, even in its ink form, because Garth has been sick. So instead, I posted an old concept picture that Garth did that included his very first concept of Grex. And it's alongside two other characters, Commander Moon and Admiral Orbit. And these guys were from, including Grex, were all from Captain Space. It was the original version of Star Power before Star Power became Star Power. And we were working on that originally from that script. Clearly, it's not Captain Space anymore. It's Star Power. But a few characters made their way over from that script, including Grex, the Void Angels, Dr. Brightman, the Countess, who else? Black Hole Bill, Sanctuary 6, and some others who will be making their appearance. Danica was made completely for Star Power. She was not from the old Captain Space script. But I was looking through some of those old scripts while I was trying to decide what to post on Patreon today in place of an inked comic. And, it was kind of a trip down memory lane looking at the old Captain Space script and Garth's concepts for it. And, he and I just starting to work together on an idea that was originally just my idea. But Garth really started to show me who he was as a collaborator, as someone to work with, as opposed to having someone to be working. I would have working for me, which I never wanted. I don't like being 100% in charge of something if I'm working with someone else. The Dominic Deegan Oracle for Hire, my previous comic, yeah, I loved being in charge, but it was just me. It was just me. I was the only one working on Dominic Deegan. I was the only one who had a say in anything the characters said or did. So when I'm working by myself, that's the only time I like having complete control. But in a collaboration, I wanted Garth to give me some ideas. I wanted Garth to, get his take on what characters were like just by reading their dialogue and actions in a script, as opposed to like pictures I was giving him. So going back and looking at old Captain Space stuff really brought back some fond memories. and really started to give me a sense of like what it would be like to work with this guy, what it would be like to collaborate with him, to bounce ideas back and forth. Oh, the Hydrolaxians, the people from planet Hydrolax, were also from the Captain Space script. They were the first to be rescued by our intrepid ray gun brawling hero, Captain. I think it was Captain Conrad Space was his name, and they were under attack by the planet Zappers. I don't know if the planet Zappers in that form or even that name are going to make it into Star Power, but I don't know. There's just it doesn't make. I'm rambling and stuttering all over the place tonight. My apologies, everybody, if you've made it this far. So yeah, no, it's a lot of hearing the name of the planet Zappers and Hydrolax brings back a lot of fond memories. I think maybe just for me, hopefully for Garth too. But we also started to, I think, with that Captain Space, learn how we disagreed, or how to disagree, and that's an important thing to learn how to communicate when you're working with somebody. How to disagree, how to do it respectfully of somebody else, how to do it without insulting someone, how to offer what you feel is a better idea, how you as the person who originally put forth the idea learns how to accept it, how to work with it, how to keep everybody happy, or even how to fight for your idea. I had to fight for the name Star Power. Garth did not like that name originally. We butted heads for a little while on Star Power. And that's an idea I had to fight for, respectfully too. But I'm trying to remember what we disagreed on for Captain Space. Oh, it was the design for Captain Space of the Space Patrol. Garth wanted old school, like pulp science fiction designs. Like he wanted like the fishbowl helmet with like the tube coming out of the back. And I think if we were writing something like that, that would be totally appropriate, and it would probably be a lot of fun. And that was Captain Space in its heart, if not its look, was that old-fashioned kind of, the bad guys are the planet Zappers, and the good guys are the Space Patrol. There's no corrupt cops in the Space Patrol. They're the good guys. And there's all the bad guys, of course, are bad guys because they're just awful, And, you had names of guys like Captain Space. I think there was a Captain Courage, Commander Moon, Admiral Orbit, guys like that, it's just stuff like that. And that was fun for about 5 chapters. But I think one of the reasons why we didn't do Captain Space was I don't think that idea had a lot of staying power between the two of us. Anyway, it might have staying power with somebody more skilled to write that kind of story and keep it interesting, as opposed to like a villain of the week sort of thing with campy dialogue. No, I think Star Power as it is fits us much better. It lets us be old school at heart, while bringing in some of the the more modern blood, the more modern feel of comic book science fiction, with a little bit of Green Lantern and Nova Corps and Mass Effect kind of sprinkled in there, with hopefully a fair amount of our own ideas. I think a lot of our ideas are our own, but everything gets influenced by everything else that's around you. Yeah, Captain Space. I think Garth and I have joked that maybe Captain Space will appear in Star Power as like a TV show that Danica used to watch as a kid, or something like that. Or maybe it's a TV show that like Kalo watches now. Keep an eye out for that too. That's the TV shows of the Millennium Federation. Garth and I have bounced that idea back and forth. It's not going to be a whole storyline, mind you. That joke would get old so fast. But it's something we're going to pepper in, I think, to the next storyline. It's hard to do with the Mystery of the Zelgux Dynasty. But the TV shows of the Millennium Federation, we have a lot of fun kicking those ideas back and forth when we're talking to each other over meetings like this, or whether we're just at a convention table chatting with each other. So yeah, keep an eye on that. Should be fun. You might see Captain Space, Captain Courage, Admiral Orbit, Commander Moon. I think there was Dr. Julius Creep, who's a slime scientist. That's what Captain Space was all about. Yeah. I don't really have much else to say besides that. I guess today's Q&A is a little short. So, yeah, I'm going to go make myself some dinner. Thank you guys once again so much for listening. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon and at conventions, over Twitter and Facebook. Just words of support are wonderful as well. We do these every month. We'll be doing one for March, hopefully on time. Hopefully we'll get some questions from you guys. If you want to submit questions to us, please do so. If you are a $10 a month or higher patron of our Patreon, I'll be posting up the March Q&A question thread. Feel free to ask us whatever you want. It could be about the comic. It could be about our us. Anything about us, how we work, what I'm going to make for dinner tonight, what like pancakes or waffles, what we think about this, what we think about that. Anything you want. Just keep it kind, and we will likely answer it. Definitely answer it, as long as it's nice. Nicely worded. Although I can't imagine you'd want to badmouth us if you're like pledging money to us every month. I feel like we're still ultimately the winners there if that's happening. I don't know. Anyway, I'm Michael Terracciano. You guys call me Michael or Mookie or the writer or that dopey old man, whatever you like. Thank you guys again so much. See you in a month.